Hi, and welcome back to the Music Corner. Today we're going to be doing a little lesson, and I hope it's practical and useful for you. This will be a short one. Keep it probably under 10 minutes. Now, what I want to do is demonstrate for you, first slowly, and then at close to the actual tempo. This is the guitar solo, or at least most of the solo, from John Mayer's song Wheel off the album Heavier Things. Oh, I said slow. Okay, so now, sorry about my voice, it's it's a little worn out. Here it is sped up a little bit. So the reason I wanted to demonstrate that is because if you are a guitar player out there, or a keyboardist, or a drummer, or a bassist, doesn't matter, singer, even better. What we have here is at least for me, the desire to play like people like John Mayer, Kevin Parker, Tame Impala. Who else? Well, George Harrison comes to mind from the Beatles, of course. Now, what makes all of these players significant and similar? Well, thanks for asking. They are both very skilled musicians who can play sophisticated, complex guitar solos, and at the same time, they are able to make them so heartfelt. And that's what I wanted to focus on in today's lesson. Heartfelt guitar solos, keyboard solos, what have you, are really what makes them magical and brings soul. It just evokes so much emotion, right? It's powerful. And that's what's, I think, so special about guitarists like these, and about, the music that they ultimately write. Recently, was watching one of the great videos from Andy Edwards on YouTube, and he gets into a whole analysis, suppose it was Philosophy Sunday, must have been, on Blue Jay Way, one of the great Harrison tracks off of, Magical Mystery Tour, one of my favorite albums. Well, I don't want to take a detour, but to reference this quickly, makes a point that there's also great artistry and almost absence of ego, and sort of like a kindness, humor, and love with George Harrison's approach to lyric writing. I think also, Kevin Parker, Tame Impala, same thing. Same thing goes for John Mayer. Now, Blue Jay Way is just it's definitely one of my favorite songs. It's one of the trippiest Beatles songs for sure. One of the great George Harrison tunes. And, well, I won't get into the whole thing that Andy Edwards talks about, because obviously you can watch his video, which I highly recommend. But, he gets into the whole thing about Harrison's basically playing this character in the song who's waiting on his friends, waiting on his mates to arrive at his home. And I guess they never arrive, long story short. But the whole song follows this narrative of these friends who are just kind of lost, and it's almost a parody, but also commentary on environment is significant. Of course, this takes place in Los Angeles, and it starts with the great lyric, "There's a fog upon LA." Now, this is late 60s. I'm sure smog was still, a thing. It certainly is now. I left LA about 3.5 years ago and moved to Colorado. But the 26 years that I lived there, I could say for sure, there's some dense smog going on, all the congested traffic and so forth. So there's a fog upon LA, and my friends have lost their way. And this is brilliant songwriting. To me, there's no ego. In fact, it's almost anti-ego, because it's about how his friends could be caught up in ego or what have you, but they're obviously tripping somewhere else, and they're off and they're lost. Harrison says you could ask a cop on the street, there's so many there to meet, right? But the friends, alas, never arrive. They never accomplish the ultimate goal of Harrison meeting up with his friends, or rather his friends meeting him at his home. So anyway, that was a bit of a detour. Getting back now to the lesson, I'll play one more time, and I'll just do it at the normal tempo that John Mayer plays it, and we'll close it out there. But yeah, I hope the takeaway for you is, among maybe a couple other things, there's something special about creative guitar solos, right? Keyboard solos, what have you, and in the approach of, coming from the heart ultimately, but also incorporating, your technical abilities. So obviously, as you could tell, I'm not very technical, but I could, I have a pretty good ear. I can pick up a solo here and there. So this is, again, one of my favorites from John Mayer, one of my favorite songs, Wheel, again, off of the album Heavier Things. So. Beautiful song. Anyways, hope this was beneficial for you, and stay tuned for more videos up and coming in the following weeks, and appreciate your time. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you real soon.